If everybody is a friend, then friendship doesn't have a meaning. If you call somebody a friend, they should not be walking on eggshells around you because they know you in and out. They know you're going, they know you're coming. They know your status, they know your state. They know your fears, they know your emotion. They know what you are going through, they know what you are coming out of. You want to focus on your goal. You know, when you are still at the low level, you can be hanging out with people who take away your peace. That is how you also refine and know about your emotional intelligence. When you are at the middle level, you can still be battling with people like Saul. That is how you refine your military ability. But when you are at the top, you will need your focus at the top. That is not the time to engage in drama. That is the time to do away with people who take away your peace. When it comes to rising in the palace, you want to know that as you are rising, the relationship around you will be changing. Your community is dynamic. Your relationship is dynamic. The acquaintances in your life is dynamic. Your inner circle is dynamic. The people that you call friends is dynamic, because as you are growing, you want to be evolving with the relationship. You want to be assessing the relationship, and you want to be bringing only quality people. Your friendship is not your community. Your friendships are not your acquaintances. Your friendships are different from your business partnership. In today's video, I'll be talking about how to build your community. In this series, we've been focusing on the process of reigning in the palace, rising in the palace, and shining in the palace. We started the series with the prodigal son, a son that left his father and followed a process to rise out of a sticky situation for him to be able to shine in front of his father. And then we pivot and studied David. David was a good example of how people rise out of unknown into the limelight. David was a very practical example of how people rise from not being anybody to become somebody. David was a practical example of how to navigate politics and difficult situations to be able to achieve their goal and rise to the goals that they have, to rise up to the limelight. David provided a good template on how to handle relationship, how to handle the relationship between you and your mentor and you and your mentee, especially when those relationships become difficult. And then currently we're studying Esther. And the focus on Esther is about how to rise when you are already at the top. Because the process of rising when you are at the low level is different from the process that follows rising when you are at the middle level. And when you are already at the top, there are certain steps, there are certain strategy, there are certain process and procedure that follows rising when you are already at the top, when you are already shining at the top. So I want you to understand from this video that when you call somebody a friend, that word should mean something to you. When you classify somebody as a friend is not for everybody. In fact, if everybody is a friend, then friendship doesn't have a meaning. Friends are people that are very close to you. Friends are people that know you in and out. They know every bio about you. They have information about you. Friendship are people that can write your biography. They know you in and out. They know the health situation that you have dealt with. They know the things that matter to you, the things that you value. Because friendship is key to your growth in life. Friends are the ones that are always there. They may go in and out, but they are always there. An example of a friend will be John. He was there at the beginning, he was there at the cross, he was there after. He wrote the book of Revelation. So in this video today, I just want to share about the strategy of building a healthy, a profitable community. Because your community can define your attitude in life. Your community can determine how far you will go in life. Your community will determine whether you are going to reach your goal or not. Your community will influence your choices, and they will influence your mission in life. Esther was faced with this situation. She had to deal with the attack that Haman has brought against her people. Haman wanted to destroy the Israelites. Your friendship are not people that you hide information from. Your friendship are people that have open source, open access to the information of what is going on in your life. Friendship are people that will share and will update with information. So if you call somebody a friend, they should not be walking on eggshells around you or around us. They should be able to ask us difficult questions. Our friendship should be able to be honest with us. They should be able to ask us questions that will make us to pause and think carefully about the decision that we're about to make. Our friendship are not the type of people that make us feel good always. There are times that the honesty and the truthfulness that they bring to that relationship sometimes could hurt. Our friendship are different from acquaintances. You want to think of your high school mates as acquaintances, your college mates acquaintances. Your friendship are not your colleagues are not necessarily your friendship. Friendship is a very powerful word, and in today's video, I just want to say your friendship is not your community. Your friendships are not, they are core, they are the core, they are even in your circle of influence, they are even in your inner circle. You know, when you want to think of a relationship, your relationship has a very big circle. The people that are very, very close to the center of that circle, those are your inner circle. They are people that know you in a very 360 degree. There are people that knows you very well, that they can tell an all-round story about how you have moved and navigated through situations in life. Those are friendships. That was what gave John the Beloved that opportunity to be able to write the book of Revelation. He was there. He saw Jesus on the Mount of Transfiguration. He was there. At the cross, he was there. John the Beloved was the one that Jesus handed his mom, Mary, to, and told John the Beloved, look at your new mom. Take care of this woman for me. That is friendship. Your friends are your inner circle. They see you in and out. Your friendship are the ones that can provide some background screening on you. When you need background screening at work, your friendship are the ones to call for on that, because they know you in and out. They know you're going, they know you're coming. They know your status, they know your state. They know your fears, they know your emotion. They know what you are going through, they know what you are coming out of. Your friendship are the core of the relationship in your life. And then we now look outside and see people that are in that outside of the circle. Those can be acquaintances. Those can be other people within your community, partnership, business relationship, collaborations. Those are outside. So your friendship are your inner circle. Then you have some other people who are also close to you, but they are not your inner circle. These people are close to you, but they are not the type of people that you may bring into your bedroom, or you may share a doctor's report that is making you to be afraid. Those are not the people you share them with. So now you now look at the broader community. Your broader community like your church, the broader community like your neighbors, your broader community like your community, your neighborhood, your church, your mom's group or dad's group or soccer group. That's another broader community. So if friendship means everyone, then friendship doesn't have a meaning. So you want to think of Esther in this case. She has a goal. She has a mission. She has a vision. This woman, she is a leader. She was a leader of a people. And our goal is to make sure those people are well taken care of, that those people are safe and not afraid. And then we see that Esther had a mission. Her mission was to deliver her people from the attack that was coming from Haman. And then what was her vision? Her vision was to set the Jew free. Okay, so we start with a goal, you move to your vision, and then mission. Your mission is how you want to accomplish your goal, and your vision is where you see yourself going. Your vision is where you see yourself going. So as a person, as an individual, when it comes to rising in the palace, you want to know that as you are rising, the relationship around you will be changing. Your community is dynamic. Your relationship is dynamic. The acquaintances in your life is dynamic. Your inner circle is dynamic. The people that you call friends is dynamic. Because as you are growing, you want to be evolving with the relationship. You want to be assessing the relationship. And you want to be bringing only quality people. Only quality people. When you have a goal, you have a mission, you have a vision, you want to be assessing that relationship in your life, the inner circle, the outer circle, the broader group. Only quality people. Only quality people. When I look at the goal that I have for myself, that goal, every year I look at the goal. There is certain things I want to accomplish. There is certain things I want to do for a certain year. And then I will strategically look at, where do I see myself at the end of this year? Where do I see myself becoming? That is your vision. And then the mission is, how do I want to accomplish this goal? How do I want to get to where I see myself going? For Esther, she knew that she can't do it all by herself. Esther was a woman with no friend, but Esther had a quality relationship in her life. Esther was a woman without friend, but Esther had a quality collaboration in her life. She was a woman without friends, but she had a good mentorship in her life. She was a woman without friends, but she had a good competition in her life. A good and healthy competition are necessary in life. Because we grow with enemy more than we grow with friends. We grow with enemies more than we grow with friends. So let's just talk through. Let me just talk through how you look at this community and you build this healthy community. How did Esther do that? You know, when Mordecai approached Esther and told her what was happening and what a man had planned to do for the people, Esther said, go and gather the people. Go and gather the people. Who are you gathering? Like I started, this woman had a goal. She had a mission. She had a vision. And what we saw is that she gathered people who aligned with her goal, who are going to where she seems to be going, who aligns with her mission, who are bringing something positive to make her reach her goal, and who aligns with her vision, those who will help her to reach where she's going. When you want to think of rising at the top, you can't call everybody your friend. You have to be very careful. When it comes to rising at the top, the access you give to acquaintances is different from the access you give to your friends. The access you give on information to your acquaintances is different from the access you give to your broader community. Access is based on responsibility. Access is based on responsibility. When it comes to your community, you want to be thinking of, what are these people responsible for in my life? What are they going to do for me? What are they bringing into my life? Because relationship is like an interaction. Relationship is like an interaction. You are exchanging something. In a relationship, you are giving something out and you are taking something from those people. So people that you call that you are in a relationship with, they are either pouring something into your life or they are taking something out of your life. Either spiritual relationship, marital relationship, business relationship. You want to think of it that way, that people you are in a relationship with, they are either pouring something into you or they are taking something out of you. On your job, you are pouring something into the job and they are bringing some value into your life. It's an exchange of value. When you reach a point in a relationship and there are no exchange of value, there are no exchange of intelligence, there is no exchange of values, then maybe that's the time to start saying and evaluating that relationship. At the end of every year, I look at my contacts, I look at the connections I have, and I evaluate those relationships. If I know I'm not pouring into a certain life, maybe that's the time to step back on that relationship. If somebody is attached to me and what they are pouring into me is negative, it's a time to sever myself from that relationship. You want to assess your relationship because the relationship is an exchange between two individuals. You are pouring in, you are gaining from them. Another thing that I want you to know about relationship is that relationship is like a ship. It takes you somewhere and it brings you back to somewhere. Your relationship in your life can determine how far you will go or even where you will go. Your relationship in your life will determine how far you will go in life. Because relationship, you want to think of it as a ship. It can ship you to somewhere or it can ship you out of somewhere. Relationship can be a shift. It can shift you out of a situation or shift you into a situation. So when you think of your community, it is very, very important for any person who is intentional about their life, who is intentional about their growth, to think carefully about the people in their circle. When Jesus wanted to launch his ministry, we saw that Jesus was strategic about the relationship in his life. First, he gathered the 12 that he called the 12 disciples. Those 12 disciples, they aligned with his values. Those 12 disciples, they aligned with his goal as the Savior. He had a mission to give us an exposure of who God is. That was Jesus' mission. How will he do it? Preaching the gospel, healing the sick. That was his mission. And those 12 disciples, they were part of his core mission. They would be going around with him everywhere that he was going. They were part of his vision. He kept telling them where he was going. He kept telling them about the cross. They were part of his goal. Because either we want to accept it or believe it or not, Judas was needed to be part of Jesus' disciple. So your inner circle and in your relationship, you want to be careful what they are bringing into your life and what you are pouring into them. Relationships are very, very important. And before I wrap up in this video, I've said a couple of things about relationship. I said you need to carefully choose your relationship. You want to think of relationship as something that is dynamic. Your relationship should be evolving. You should be assessing your relationship every time to see what each of the people that are part of your life, what you are bringing into them and what they are getting from you. You are not trying to be selfish, neither are you trying to be an user. You want to be very careful that you are bringing only quality people into your life, those whom you can impact and those who can impact you positively. It's an exchange, it's an interaction, it's a communion. It's an exchange, it's an interaction, it's a communion because you look like the community you work with. It's an exchange, it's an interaction because you go with the community that you work with. It's an exchange, it's an interaction because anyone that is not going in your direction is a distraction. It's an exchange, it's an interaction because everyone in your community pours something to you and that includes their spirits. It's an exchange, it's an interaction. Everyone in your community pours something to you and that includes the grace that they carry. It's an exchange, it's an interaction because everyone in your community pours blessing into you. That includes the blessing that they carry in their life. There are some blessings that comes with relationship. Even when that blessing has not been programmed into you, but because you are walking alongside those who have that blessing, you might see yourself land in that blessing. You look like the community that you keep. Only quality people. Only quality people call relationship. So before I bring anyone to my inner circle or into my community, here are the questions that I ask myself. Here are the questions that I ask myself. How does this relationship impact my peace? How does this relationship impact my peace? If I'm in a relationship and we're constantly having arguments, disagreements, and our values don't align, there's a tendency that I will be losing my peace over that relationship. How does this relationship align with my peace? Because at the beginning, you are an individual. At the end, you are an individual. Don't force a relationship that is taking your peace away. Like I said, your relationship is an exchange between you and the partner. If everything in that relationship is taking away your peace, maybe it is time to reset that relationship. So whenever I ask myself, do this relationship align with my peace? With my peace. And it's not just my peace alone, it's my peace with my God. If what I'm doing in that relationship doesn't make me to be at peace with my God, then maybe that relationship is not for me. It is insecurity to be forcing relationship. It is insecurity to be forcing people who don't want to be in your life to stay. Because at the end of the day, you will hurt yourself the more. We saw that for Esther, only quality people. You want to focus on your goal. You know, when you are still at the low level, you can be hanging out with people who take away your peace. That is how you also refine and know about your emotional intelligence. When you are at the middle level, you can still be battling with people like Saul. That is how you refine your military ability. But when you are at the top, you will need your focus at the top. That is not the time to engage in drama. That is the time to do away with people who take away your peace. Only quality people who are after your peace should you bring into your relationship. That's something that I tell myself. My peace. The second thing that you want to think about when it comes to rising at the top and having relationship at the top. When you are at the top, you will, there's a saying, like there's a general saying that is lonely at the top. That is lonely at the top doesn't mean that you can't collaborate with others. That is lonely at the top doesn't mean that you can't leverage the intelligence of others. That is lonely at the top doesn't mean that you can't use the discernment and the discretion that comes with your relationship. So it is important to ask yourself, do this relationship have the same passion like me? Esther said, I would go and gather the servants, my people, who are also servants. The Bible was not specific about it, but there's a likelihood that these servants are also slaves, just like Esther herself. But they didn't know. Common passion. When the things that you are passionate about doesn't interest the people in your circle, then maybe it is time to evaluate those relationships. Because there's a likelihood, if those goals that you have is something that you really want to work at, then hanging out with people who don't have a similar passion. Because your passion informs the energy. Your passion informs your sacrifice that you're going to put into that goal. For Esther, she needed people who would passionately fast alongside with her for 3 days to be able to get her people their deliverance. So she engaged her brother circle, which is the people at Susa. the people she was trying to get the relationship for. You can't walk alone when you want to have a huge impact. Having a great impact, either in business, either in ministry, in your organization, you need to collaborate with people. You want to leverage the collaboration of other people who are in different departments when you want to do things like this. Making great impact means you want to make sure you collaborate with other groups, other people who your goal will impact positively. And Esther said, go and tell the people at Susa to pray for me. Today is not the focus of the strategy of prayer. Today I'm focusing on the strategy of collaboration, the strategy of community. Because as a king, as a top person at the top, you need a healthy, a balanced relationship, only quality people. In your business, you need people who are of quality, either in your chain of business, either they are either in your downstream or upstream. People who either supply to you or you supply to. You want to have those relationships into your life, in your life. And you want to know how you could help those people to be able, because I said relationship is pouring in and pouring out. Since you are in a common business, that means you have common passion. And pouring into them means sometimes you are calling them into business that you already got, since you know that they are doing something along that line. Being at the top and building collaboration means that you are not selfishly taking up all the tasks on yourself. I won't even call it selfish. Sometimes it's arrogance to believe that you can do it all by yourself. I have this new microphone now. I am not a techie person. My spouse is very techie, he's an engineer, and I asked him, could you help me get a good microphone that I can plug in with my phone into my phone and work? That is collaboration. That is partnership. That is leveraging others. Before I close in this video, I want to talk about the third thing that I look out for. Like I said, relationship is an exchange of value, an exchange of intelligence, an exchange of information, an exchange of impact between you and somebody. So when I have a relationship with somebody, I want to ask myself, does this align with my prosperity? The Bible says, I wish above all things that you prosper even as your soul prosper. Does this relationship align with my prosperity? Are they going to allow me to prosper spiritually, to prosper financially, to prosper physically, to prosper mentally, to prosper emotionally, to prosper in my marriage? If that relationship doesn't bring any prosperity, they are not enemy. Those people, we are not saying kick people out of your life and make them enemy. No. It's just limit the amount of time, the amount of investment, the amount of information, the amount of exchange of value that you are pouring into that relationship. Only quality people. And the last thing that I want to wrap up with, that I look into before I consider somebody to be part of my community, is purpose. That's very, very important. For Jesus, there was a purpose. That purpose informed his goal. His purpose was to come as the Savior of the world. His goal was to end up dying on the cross. His mission was to show people who God is. And his vision was to teach and to make disciples and to heal the sick. And he went about doing good. There is purpose in it all. When Jesus chose the disciple, there was purpose. There was purpose in the choice of Peter. Peter was supposed to carry on that leadership, that apostolic leadership that Jesus was doing after he had gone. There was purpose in the choice of John the Beloved. John the Beloved was going to write Jesus' autobiography. He was going to be the one to write the book of Revelation. There was purpose in adding John the Baptist to that pool. There was purpose with James. James was the one that was very realistic with Jesus. He would ask the difficult questions. There was purpose in Peter. Peter was the bold one. He would ask Jesus, what is it about the church? He would ask Jesus, what did we see on the Mount of Transfiguration? Peter would be the one among the three inner circle, the three disciples who were in Jesus' core circle. Peter would be the one to ask Jesus questions. And John would be the one to love on him and love on him. No wonder he was that disciple that ended up writing the book of Revelation. Purpose. Purpose. You have a purpose. You are a purpose wrapped in a body. You are not an accident. Everything you want to be doing, you want to be intentional about it. You want to be intentional with your relationship. You want to be intentional with your collaboration. You want to be intentional with your connection and interconnection. Because every relationship brings something to you. Every relationship takes something from you. Anyone that is not going in your direction is a distraction. You want to be very, very strategic in terms of the people that you bring into your life. Purpose. You have to identify your purpose. Look out for people that you need to be able to reach that purpose. It's not being selfish to know what you need to be able to get to where you are going. Only quality people. Thank you for joining me on the Our platform. Let me know what you think about building community in the comments and see you in the next video.